Hi, Heather Moore with the Alzheimer's and Dementia Alliance of Wisconsin. I am one of the local dementia outreach specialists. I am here to finish up our conversation about the five S's when it comes to looking at the environment that our loved one is living in, whether it is at home or in a facility. So the five S's as a review is simplify, structure, socialization, safety, and support. Today, I'm going to focus on the last one, support. Someone that has a diagnosis of Alzheimer's disease or dementia feels and experiences so much more things in life than just actually the diagnosis. Some factors that actually play a huge role in their lives are the relationships that they have, the environment that they live in, and the support that they receive. So today we're going to really talk about the relationships and that support part. We've already covered a lot of different things that they can do in their environment and ways that we can change the environment to make them have a more simplified, structured, safe type of environment to live in. But the relationships that they have and the support that they need is very important. Our personal relationships, the social environment is essential in life. It does not matter what age we are or what our mental abilities are. It's important to have social relationships in our life. Ways that we can offer support to those that have a diagnosis. When we offer support, we need to make them feel valued. We need to include them. So even if it is a simple household chore of folding some towels, even though they may not fold them the right way that we prefer, but if we're including them and asking them to help, we're giving them value. A lot of these things that you'll see on here actually tie together. So when you include them in helping you with things, you give them a purpose, which puts value in their life. They still feel things, they still have emotions. You need to be sensitive to each individual. Every person is affected differently when it comes to having a diagnosis. You need to be sensitive to them because they feel things differently and they may not understand or process things the way that we want them to. So we want to promote their well-being. We want to make sure that they have the proper hygiene, that they have nutrition, shelter. We want to make sure that they have all those basic needs that they need to go each day. We want to make sure that we are meeting all of those needs, and we need to focus on what they still have left. Not everyone loses the abilities, not everyone is affected by this disease physically. It's a mental disease that changes their abilities to function daily. So we need to focus on what they still have left. We need to be able to understand the disease and how it makes the person feel. We need to see things from their perspective. And this last one, validate. We need to validate their feelings. We need to put ourselves in their shoes. We need to look through the world through their eyes. So by validating, if someone is very upset, we need to say to them, I'm so sorry, Mom. I understand that you're upset. I see that you're upset. Sometimes we find ourselves saying, I'm sorry, a lot of times for things that we haven't done anything wrong. But by validating their feelings, it lets them know that you hear them, that you see them still. And sometimes that can de-escalate different types of behaviors or certain situations. You can have control over them by validating how they feel or what they're trying to express. Different effects that dementia has on the person is they have so many things that they experience loss with. They may have a loss of independence. This is important. So we want to be able to maintain dignity and respect, and we still want them to try and be independent as possible. So we offer support by giving them things that they can still do. So it goes back to that when they still have the ability to do things, we really want to focus on those things so they still have that independence. They can have a loss of self-esteem. Now, some people may argue with this because self-esteem is something that we feel internally, that we bring upon ourselves. But when they lose the ability to do things physically, and when they can't remember things, that can affect their self-esteem. You can see that someone that you love becomes extremely depressed when they lose that ability to do these daily activities. So they have that loss of self-esteem. They may have changes in their social relationships and the roles that they carry. So as a caregiver, if I am taking care of my mother or my father, roles have changed. You know, my parents were always the ones taking care of me, and now those roles have changed where it's children taking care of their parents. husbands taking care of wives, um, grandchildren taking care of their grandparents. So this disease can affect their actual roles and their relationships that they actually used to have in social society. Loss of physical abilities. When I say loss of physical abilities, this can be the ability to walk, to drive, to do different kinds of things. Physically, this disease can affect their physical abilities. Also, the loss to everyday activities or skills, which could mean dressing themselves, bathing themselves, cooking a meal, doing the laundry, mowing the yard. These are everyday skills, and this may be a routine that they're so used to, but this disease can affect their abilities to be able to function daily and do these everyday activities. So we need to continue to offer our support, focus on what they still have and not everything that they have lost due to this disease. No matter what the losses are that they experience, you want to remain supportive because some of these abilities, like I said, can still be maintained. We want to always focus that they can still have emotional connections to the environment that they live in and also the people they live in. So by offering support, we continue these emotional connections. We all still have feelings. They can still feel things. So that goes back to validating what they feel, focusing on what they still have, but looking at things through their perspective and through their eyes. We have a handout through the Alzheimer's and Dementia Alliance that talks about maintaining family and social relationships. I want to read to you just a few suggestions for being able to talk and listen to those that are closest to you that are affected by the disease. So these are ways that you can offer support. Be open with each other about what you're feeling and any specific concerns you have. Be respectful. Be patient. Give the person time to talk and share the feelings that they are feeling. Always listen without judgment. Try to imagine things from their point of view. Do not argue with them or reason with them. Listen to all the perspectives and try to find a common ground. Plan things together. You may have to consider having a family meeting for extra support. Have fun together, smile, laugh about things, and always express your gratitude. So when they help you with things around the house, you gave them something to be included in, you value their help, so express that gratitude by thanking them. We also have this diagram that is a circle of support. So building a circle of support for family, friends, neighbors, this can help caregivers reduce stress and increase your chance of success as you are on this journey. What you want to do is you want to look at these 4 circles. So that inner circle is where you would actually have your primary support person, whether it would be a spouse, a son, a daughter, whether it's any type of family member, or it could be a friend or a neighbor that you're close to. That second circle area right in here actually is where you would think about the people that are currently providing you assistance. The third circle would indicate the people that are helping in a limited way. And that big outer circle could be filled with those who are not currently involved, but you could ask for help. It might be easy to sit there and say, well, here, this is my family. They're all right here in this inner circle. But sometimes we have to reach out to others to get the support that we need when they can't always give us all the answers. So that could even be contacting the Alzheimer's and Dementia Alliance of Wisconsin, myself, any of the other dementia outreach specialists, and working with us as to what are the needs that you need as a caregiver, but also what can we do to support you and your loved one that has a diagnosis. So we could be in that, we could actually be in the second circle. So you could include us anywhere in this, but there are so many community resources that we can assist you with and refer you to the right place to get the help that you would need to continue to be the great caregivers that you are, and also to support your loved one that has a diagnosis. A few other things that we actually have through the Alzheimer's and Dementia Alliance of Wisconsin. Dementia Outreach Specialists in all areas have support groups. We have memory cafes. That is a social gathering where the person with the diagnosis and a loved one, whether it is the spouse or a friend, a neighbor, some other family member, can bring them. It's a social gathering where we have activities planned that they get to enjoy that. So that goes back to giving them something to do, including them in an activity, giving them value, giving them a purpose. They get to go and socialize and meet other people. We have different groups such as Meeting of Minds, Crossing Bridges. We have arts cafes. And as dementia outreach specialists in our 15 counties, we actually provide free family and community education. So that is another way that we, through the Alzheimer's and Dementia Alliance, can support you, the caregiver, but also provide information that you're going to be able to provide all of these different S words, the how you can simplify, how you can have structure, socialization in your lives, safety, so you feel safe and secure and your loved one does, and also how we offer support to you, the caregivers, family members, friends, and also the people with a diagnosis. If you have any questions or would like more information on all the groups and the free programs, services that we provide, you can contact the Alzheimer's and Dementia Alliance and we can connect you with the dementia outreach specialist in your area. I hope you've enjoyed these 5 videos on caregiver tips on looking at the environment that our loved one should experience and how do we create an environment that supports that person with a diagnosis, or especially if we have to start looking at transitioning them into facility care, what we want for our loved one to meet their needs. And always it is about providing the best quality of life for them. Take care.